Hello YouTube friends, this is Recovering Yankee. Today is the 7th day of the 8th month, and as you can see, this is the theme of my video today: water on road. I'm going to zoom in as much as I can here. As you can see, this part of the road is completely flooded out. Now, as you can see, that water line down there, right there, that's a road. There's houses down there. Now, as of last night, when it was still raining, that water that you see was up to this sign. It's already receded quite a bit. Right here. Okay. It was all the way across there. But it's receded, like I said. Now, the way it looks on this camera, it looks like I'm going down a hill. I'm not. I'm almost level with the water here, maybe a foot higher. It's just the way it looks. But anyway, that water that you see, the water line there, was all the way up to here, right up to here. So the water has receded quite a bit. And so I'm going to drive around and I'm going to show you some of the Hurricane Debby water flooding zones, which used to be streets and roads. Now, the low country of South Carolina goes from Myrtle Beach down to Beaufort, and it's about 50 miles inland is the entire area. So if you look on a map and you see it, I live in that area. From the ocean to 50 miles inland, from Myrtle Beach down to Beaufort, I live in that area. And that's a pretty big area, by the way. But just wanted to let you know, the reason they call it the low country is because it's not that high above the water. So although I might be, let's say, 35 miles inland, my yard in my town is like 5 feet above sea level. It's not very high. Not very high at all. So anyway, when it floods like crazy. And when we have big storms and stuff, the last time I did this video log was when we had an 11 hours of rain. Now, the 11-hour rainstorm we had before did not shut down so many roads. And this storm really gave us some floodwaters. So hold on, I'm going to try to go to a different area so you can see the same. This right here, water in front of me, was a creek. It was a creek, and you can see there's a building on the other end there. See it? That's the parking lot of the building right where that yellow sign is. See it? That's the parking lot. So that store, it's a supermarket, by the way, they cannot open because the water is in the store. And the police have it all blocked off, of course. So I'm going to go another area and see if I can see what's going on. Hold on. Okay, as of last night, while we still were having a storm, this area was underwater as well. They've got the road still blocked off, but the water has receded because it stopped raining. As you can see, if you look far in the distance over there, next to that blue car, I'm going to zoom in if I can. You can see that whole parking lot is underwater by feet of water. So you can no longer go in that parking lot, and you can see the river at the other side. That parking lot is inaccessible. But right where that car is last night and where that dumpster is last night was underwater. So it has receded quite a bit. But that's a parking lot of a shopping plaza right there. I'm on the back side of that parking lot. So hold on. Okay, this is the other side of that same store. And I'm on the back side of the store, and that area down there is underwater, as you can see. You really can't see it in this picture very well, but that you can see the. I'm trying to hold the camera as still as possible, and as you can see, because I'm zoomed in, it's a little more difficult to hold the camera still. But that area is all underwater right over there. Here is another area behind the store. Same store as before. Well, that plaza anyway. And you can see that the water is going over the road. It's still going over the road, even though it has receded quite a bit. The water was over there. It was almost up to that sign where it says water on road. It's still pretty close to it now, but it was, that part of the road was covered where it says water on road right now. About halfway between where I am right now and that road, and that sign there, is where the water was as of last night. So they've moved those signs down a little bit. But anyway, this is just the interesting, and it's the power of nature. Nature obviously was created by Adonai Yahuwah. So this is just the power of nature. Okay, here's the front side of that shopping center. As you can see, that whole area is underwater. It's still underwater. Now, as far as last night, that area was up to here, right where that little mark in the road is. Okay, so it has receded quite a bit, but it's a raging river. That used to be a creek. So that's the way my son goes down for his karate class down there. Can't go down there anymore. So that he's not going to be going to karate class tonight, that's for sure. And right there you can see the bottom of the bridge is just a little bit above the water. Looks like from this distance it looks like about maybe 4 feet above the water. And usually the water here is down, like you can see right there where the water is, the water level on the bridge. Usually this is all grass in here. We're talking at least, based on my estimate, at least 10 feet of water there, or maybe even 15 feet of water right there. So we had a pretty good storm. Pretty impressive amounts of water. Police line, do not cross. As you can see, this is a parking lot of that supermarket I was telling you about. It's underwater. Last night, as the storm was still raging, that area right over there was just behind this line here. The same thing over here. All that grass was covered up. Because the water has receded, that's why it's not as deep as it was before. Actually, I love looking at floods. I think the power of nature is amazing. But as you can see, that laundromat over there is underwater. And the house behind it is underwater. So you can see with this phone here. The house behind it is underwater. I'm not the only looky-loo today either. A lot of people are looky-loos. Everyone's looking around to see the flood. Amazing. People respect the power of nature and they love to look at it. So this whole area in front of me, that bridge, it was touching, the water was touching that bridge when I came out here last night. I'm trying to get to right over there. That bridge, they thought was going to come down because the water was touching the bottom of it. And that's over there is where my son goes. His karate classes over there. Over here, this road is completely closed off, as you can see. As far down as you can see, like you can't even see the end, but down there, it's a whole road. It's completely covered with water. That's a long distance to be covered with water. And there's a house right over to the right of this sign that is all the way underwater. As you can see, this is the water coming over the road and everything. And this stream right here, which was like a river now, never touched this. As you can see where the water is. It's over the bushes and stuff, the trees. It's a little small creek. But now it's a raging river. We've even got rapids where the water's going over the edge of the road and stuff, and that curbs. So this area used to be a road. Obviously, you can't go down there anymore. Hate to be the guy that lives on the right. This is a yard for a guy's house right here. That's the house I was referring to. As you can see, his house is on stilts, which means he knows that this is a flood zone. But anyway, this is his yard. So you can see how far the water has gone under this guy's house. His yard. It's all, as far back as you can see, it's swamp now. That water probably will never go anywhere, because there's areas on the other side that would block the water from leaving. So we'll see if this guy ever gets his property back. We'll see. There is the area that I went down to last time we had a flood, and I was able to hear the frogs singing, the millions and millions of frogs. When I came down here last night, see where the water is down there? It was all the way up to here. It was right up to the edge here. Like if you look at that fence over there, it was right up to the edge of that fence. So all that area was underwater last night, and they've got this road blocked off. So when I opened my windows last night as I was driving by here, you could just hear the millions and millions and millions of frogs croaking. They were having a happy day because of all the water. So the local police have done a pretty good job with respect to cordoning off all the areas that are flooded. So you can't even get down there. And there are houses down to the left of over here which are underwater. But they're all blocked off now because of the storm. And the police, of course, did their blocking. So, road closed. Say what you will about people that poo-poo on those who believe in a God or higher power or sovereign being, or like I always say, Adonai Yahuwah. But as the floodwaters were coming around their house, as the creek was rising, what's the phrase here in the South Carolina? Lord willing, the creek don't rise. So there were a lot of people last night that were praying to whatever God they believe in, or even if they don't believe in a God, they were praying. I hate the word God, but it's good. It applies. So a lot of people were praying to their higher power last night as the floodwaters were coming around their house. I showed you that one guy's house. It's up on stilts because he knows it's I don't know if that's the official term, by the way, stilts. I call it stilts, but there's a lot of houses around here that are up on stilts because they get flooded when there's a storm. So you drive by and you see these houses that are on these 12-foot high pylons or stilts or whatever you want to call them, and they're next to them. Sometimes you see a house that's right on the ground, and the house that's on the ground is flooded. So I drove by that one house just a few minutes ago, and this whole yard, this guy's yard is gone. I don't think he could ever go back to his house. If he's in his house, he had to have boats to get him out of the house. So I'm not laughing. I'm laughing because it's a storm. I'm not laughing at the guy. I feel sorry for the guy. But he can't get out of his house unless he has a boat. So anyway, when the storm comes or when the creek rises, even atheists start praying to whatever higher power they believe in. So, because they don't want those floodwaters coming into their house and into their living room. So anyway, thank you very much for watching my video. Coming soon is going to be a weigh-in video. And we'll do some more diet stuff as well. All right, peace to you. Thank you very much. And I'm glad I got a chance to show you this Storm Debby. Okay, peace.